Perimenopause weight gain. If that phrase makes your chest tighten a little, or maybe a lot, I want you to know something right here at the start. You are not broken, and your body is not malfunctioning. You are navigating a biological phase that literally rewires how your metabolism, hormones, and nervous system work. And what worked in your 30s absolutely will not work all the time the same way in perimenopause. We decided to make this video because so many women in our community were asking us about perimenopause. Specifically, we saw so many videos giving quick tips without really explaining what's going on, and that can leave you feeling confused, overwhelmed, and stuck. We want to encourage you to stick with us through this whole video because you're not just going to get a grab bag of quick tips, you're going to understand what's actually happening in your body, and understanding is half the battle when it comes to perimenopause and weight loss. I'm Michele Ariana, lead empowerment coach here at Fast 40, and I've worked with thousands of women inside our Fit Over 40 community who felt stuck, exhausted, and were ready to give up. And I promise you, your experience is more common than you actually think. Let's get into the science and strategy. Tip 1 is to understand that perimenopause weight gain is not about lack of willpower or character. It's not about you eating too many cupcakes. The old model of calories in, calories out worked reasonably well before because your hormones were cooperating. But during perimenopause, your estradiol, the most active form of estrogen, declines, and that sets off a cascade of hormonal changes. Normally, estrogen acts like the conductor of the metabolic orchestra, helping insulin and leptin signal properly, supporting thyroid output, and regulating where fat is stored. Research shows estrogen helps regulate insulin sensitivity and fat distribution. So when estrogen goes down, your body becomes more efficient at storing fat, especially in the belly, even if your calories and activity level hadn't changed. At the same time, leptin, the hormone that tells your brain you're full, becomes less sensitive, which can make hunger stronger without increased eating. Ghrelin, the hunger stimulant hormone, can go up, and cortisol, your stress hormone, becomes more dominant. This combination makes your body want to hold on to fat, especially around your midsection. Women respond by eating less and trying to exercise more, but that backfires because undereating signals stress to your body, raising cortisol, slowing thyroid function, and actually increasing fat storage. A micro win you can take today is to stop restricting calories and start eating more nutrient-dense foods that actually signal safety to your metabolism. Tip number 2 flows right from that. We don't prompt calorie counting because it becomes neurotic and guilt-based. Instead, we teach women to weigh their food and build meals that are balanced for their biology. Start with about 4 ounces of lean protein like chicken, fish, or tofu, paired with generous amounts of vegetables and a healthy carbohydrate that you enjoy. Some women go up to 8 or even 12 ounces, depending on their activity level. Seeing your plate map this way gives your body what it needs to support thyroid and metabolic hormones, instead of signaling starvation mode. This simple act of weighing and building meals takes the guesswork and helps you see patterns in your eating without obsessing over every number. Tip number 3 is to prioritize protein, because as you age, you lose muscle mass at about 8% per decade after 30. Muscle isn't just there for strength or aesthetics. It's your body's best metabolic organ. In fact, muscle will take glucose out of your bloodstream even when insulin sensitivity is lower, which becomes especially important as you enter perimenopause and insulin resistance can creep up. This is one of the reasons women beyond 40 often gain weight despite eating less. Their bodies are simply burning fewer calories at rest because muscle mass has declined. Strength training, and I mean real strength training, tells your body it needs that muscle. This doesn't have to be intensity. It means lifting weights that challenge you and build muscle fatigue. Think 3 sets where the last 2 reps feel tough. If all you've done is toning with 5 or 10 pound dumbbells, your body isn't getting the signals it needs to change. Research in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that resistance training improves body composition and insulin sensitivity in midlife women, helping shift the body toward fat loss instead of fat storage. Tip 4 is hydration. Yes, water matters more than people realize for your metabolic set point. Adequate hydration supports digestion, cellular function, and even appetite regulation. Aim for about half of your ideal body weight in ounces of water each day. So if your ideal weight is 140 pounds, that's about 70 ounces of water. If you're trying intermittent fasting, add electrolytes to your water. This can help support adrenal function, keep you feeling energized, and make fasting smoother. Water tells your body it's not in danger, and that's important for signaling safety, which ultimately allows fat burning to happen. Tip 5. Intermittent fasting can be a helpful tool during perimenopause, but it's not a heavy-handed hammer. It's a tuning instrument. Start with a 12-hour eating window. For example, finish dinner at 6 and don't eat again until 6 a.m. You can expand it to 13 or 14 hours as you feel comfortable. Going head first into 16 or 18-hour fasts often causes headaches, fatigue, irritability for women in this phase, and that just signals stress to your body. There's good data showing time-restricted eating improves insulin sensitivity and helps reduce visceral fat in women over 40, but implementation needs to be gentle, gradual, and tailored to your biology.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. Now here's the biggest thing, tip number 5, the most powerful shift we've seen break through perimenopause weight gain and help women finally start losing weight. Your body has got to feel safe. Have you heard this before? It will not let go of fat. This is the part no one talks about. It's not about working out harder. It's not about eating less. It's about making your nervous system and your metabolism feel secure enough to stop storing and start releasing. This is such a big deal. Your nervous system has 2 basic states, okay? So fight or flight and rest and digest. If your body is constantly in a state that's stressed, driven by cortisol, it'll hang on to fat, especially the visceral fat that's linked to the long-term health risks because it thinks you need extra energy reserves. When we intentionally help calm the nervous system through sleep, stress reduction, nutrient timing, and supportive movements, the body finally stops defending with fat storage and starts using fat. Now, that's why the women in our program who start sleeping better, they're adding nutrient-dense meals, often begin to lose weight before even changing exercise or before even trying to restrict their calories, right? So let's finish the final tip that brings it all together. Tip number 6, one of the most overlooked aspects of weight loss in perimenopause is sleep. You can actually lose weight just by prioritizing sleep. When your sleep is all over the place, your cortisol goes up, your inflammation rises, and your metabolic regulation shifts into protection mode. If you go to bed at midnight one night and then 8 p.m. the next night, your internal clock is confused. I want you to aim for consistent sleep and awake times, right? Keep your room dark and cool and wind down before bed. Reduce the screen time, have calming music, a gentle stretching. These are little micro wins that tell your nervous system it's safe to rest, all right? Tip number 7 is about stress management. This doesn't mean journaling for hours a day, right? What we recommend is a 7-minute energy moving session, something as simple as a short walk outside, a few minutes of breath work, or learning how to let emotions and stress pass through without holding on to them, right? Saying no is another powerful stress management tool, right? So declining an extra obligation isn't rude. It's self-care. Reducing your stress tells your body it's safe to burn fat. Seriously. So tip number 8, tracking your progress. Now the scale is just a number, right? It doesn't tell you what kind of weight you're losing. I and both of us encourage women to use a body composition scale that tracks lean muscle mass, visceral fat, because those are the metrics that actually matter for long-term health. You might see the number in the scale barely move and then see your visceral fat drop. That's a huge win, even if the scale seems stuck. So let's go through tip number 9, smart supplementation. This is a little bit of a twist here. We don't want you spending hours and money on pills while ignoring the real foundation. Whole food, real nutrient-dense food, has more cofactors, more micronutrients than any supplement can ever replicate. I've competed in bodybuilding, and one of the biggest shifts I noticed was when I emphasized real food over powders and pills. I'm telling you, listen, this is simple, but that's not to say that quality supplements have no place, like a good protein powder on busy mornings or targeting nutrients when testing shows deficiencies, but they should always be supplemental, not central. That's key. All right, final tip, tip number 10, patience and personalization. Perimenopause affects every woman differently. Some women benefit from continuous glucose monitors. Some need more strength training. Some benefit from macro adjustments, right? Some simply see results when they finally prioritize sleep and recovery. One of our patients worked, they lost 10 to 12 pounds just by improving sleep patterns. That's not a magic shortcut. That's biology finally working with her, right? Not against her. Weight loss in perimenopause isn't a race. It's a research project about your body, your rhythm, and your biology. And nothing you're experiencing is a sign of failure. It's your body adapting. Once you know how to support it, you'll stop fighting it and starting to work with it. If you're not already part of our Fit Over 40 community, please join us by clicking the link. And this is where we share real support, guidance. You'll even see real life success stories, right? We also give step-by-step tools for women just like you. And if you want help with your specific case, feel free to book a call. Also, in this training, you'll see in the description, I'm going to send a link for our 7-minute energy moving session. So we'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you got from this video. We'll see you in the next training.